Jesse Livermore lost and made 4 separate fortunes on Wall Street. And he said this: there is nothing new in Wall Street. There can't be. Because speculation is as old as the hills. Here's what's new though. Being 45 years old in 2026 might be the most financially awkward position in modern history. Too young to retire. Too old to start over. Too broke to feel safe. Too proud to admit it. And the numbers? Some will make you feel okay. Some will make you want to lie face down on the floor. Let's get into it. To understand where 45-year-olds stand today, you need to understand the obstacle course they've been running since they were 18. You enter the workforce around 1999-2000. The dot-com bubble pops. Nasdaq drops 78% in 2 years. You recover. You buy a house around 2005-2006 because everyone said real estate never goes down. Then 2008 hits. Lehman Brothers collapses. Home values crater 30% nationally. Some markets worse. You rebuild again. The Fed cuts rates to 0. Market goes on a decade-long bull run. Things are finally looking okay, and then March 2020. Fastest crash in stock market history. Minus 34% in 33 days. Followed immediately by the Fed printing $3.3 trillion in 3 months. Then inflation. Then 11 rate hikes. Fastest hiking cycle in 40 years. And now it's 2026. You're 45. You didn't fail to prepare. You prepared through 5 economic crises before your first gray hair. Keep that in mind when we look at the numbers. According to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, the most comprehensive wealth data in the country, the median net worth for a 45 to 54-year-old American is approximately $247,000. Sounds okay, right? Here's the twist. Roughly $150,000 to $180,000 of that is home equity. You can't eat your house. You can't retire on equity you can't access. Strip out the house and the median 45-year-old has roughly $87,000 to $110,000 in actual investable assets. Now here's the gut punch. To retire comfortably at 65, most financial planners say you need 10 to 12 times your salary saved. Median household income right now is $80,400. That means you need $800,000 to $960,000 to retire with dignity. The gap is real. And it's large. Now look at the mean, the statistical average, and it jumps to $975,000. So which is it? $87,000 or $975,000? Neither. It's a math trick. The top 10% of households own 67% of all wealth. When a few people have billions, the average gets dragged up. The median tells you the real story. And there's one more number that doesn't get talked about enough. 30% of Americans between 40 and 55 have $0 saved for retirement. Not a little. 0. These aren't lazy people. These are people who survived medical bills, divorce, which statistically destroys net worth by 77% for women and 42% for men in the year it happens, job losses, and a pandemic. Life is expensive. And it doesn't pause for you to save. So what does this mean for you, right now? There are 3 types of people watching this. Type 1, you're on track. $300,000 to $600,000 saved, mortgage manageable, maxing your 401k. At the S&P 500's historical 7% average annual return adjusted for inflation, $400,000 today becomes $1.55 million in 20 years. Stay the course. Don't panic sell the next correction. Type 2, the math is tight. $50,000 to $150,000 saved, some debt, the slow creeping feeling that something isn't adding up. You're not doomed. But you need to move now. Because compound interest is front-loaded, the money you invest in your 40s does far more work than money invested at 58. Every year you delay costs more than the last. Type 3, starting from near zero. Maybe a rough decade behind you. Maybe more than one. Here's the reality check. $500 a month invested starting today, in a basic diversified index fund, grows to roughly $250,000 to $300,000 by age 65. Not a luxury retirement. But paired with Social Security, which still pays out about 76 cents on the dollar even under the worst-case 2033 projection, it's survivable. Not glamorous. But not zero. One macro warning for everyone in 2026 regardless of which type you are. The Magnificent Seven: Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Tesla represent 31% of the S&P 500 by weight. If you own a total market index fund, nearly a third of your money is riding on 7 companies. That's not necessarily wrong. But you should know that. The average 45-year-old in 2026 isn't behind because they were reckless. They're behind because the game changed rules on them 4 times while they were still playing. But here's the cold truth: compound interest doesn't care about any of that. It only cares about time. And you still have some. The 45-year-old who automates contributions, kills high-interest debt, diversifies intelligently, and doesn't touch their retirement account when the next crash comes? They'll probably be fine. Not guaranteed. Nothing is. But probably fine. The goal at 45 isn't to get rich quickly. The goal is to not be poor at 65. Those are 2 very different games. Knowing which one you're actually playing is worth more than any hot stock tip you'll find on the internet. Stay curious. Stay skeptical. And stop cashing out your 401k early and paying the 10% penalty. Seriously. Stop it. See you next time.